Hey guys, I know I'm in the washroom. I realized that it's not what you're thinking, okay? I'm just okay, fine, you called me. And it's just joking, guys. I'm in the washroom today, and basically I'm going to do a small DIY. I'm just doing about 4 tiles. I just want to do a small tiling area on our sink area, and I thought I'll bring you guys along. So this is the area I'm going to work on right now, and it's basically, we thought we could do maybe a 40 inches, and going up here is basically a full tile. Typically a full tile is going to be at least, give and take, 14 inches 14 inches wide. Typically some tiles are square, so the one we're using is complete square. I want to make sure that the adhesive gets in here and also holds onto the tile properly. This is the type of tile we chose. First things first, I'm going to roughen up this area right here. So basically I'm gonna mess it up first before it becomes beautiful again. I gotta do something like that. Try even to get some of this off. You know that? I'm gonna make it a bit more rough, like that. Next, you need one of these aluminium tile edge. I'm going to cut one for here at the edge, and I'm going to cut another one here for this side as well. It's going to be the same size, and that's going to be 14. And this is the 14 right here, so I'll do that, get my measurements done. Great. Okay, that's done. And you might need one of these as well. I have a few tools myself, I don't know about you. So here we go. I'm gonna cut this. This is the first one right here. I'm gonna make it straight. So that's it. And I'm going to do the same one, because I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well. So it's gonna be a 14 as well. So what I'm going to do is drill this in here like that. Okay. There we go. I'll put in about a few nails in there. It's gonna be the corner bead basically. If you have noticed, I'm making sure I'm drilling the nail all the way in properly so it doesn't push the tile. So that's when you end up with uneven tiles. What I'm using here, by the way, I picked up what they call pre-mixed adhesive and grout. So this is a cheaper way also not to buy two different things, because you need basically the adhesive, you also need the grout. This one is 2-in-1. It was a bit cheaper. Yeah, I don't have the right tool, as I said again, but if you want to buy it, that's okay. I'm not doing a lot of tiling in my house, in our house here, so I didn't feel like I need to really buy it. So I'm just gonna use this right here, and usually when I make it, at least you have enough volume on there, because once you put it on like that, you're gonna push it on so it holds everything properly. And also this is also applied by there whenever you're doing in a small awkward little place. Usually this is what you do anyways as well. Okay, you want your tile to be under here, and that's what it is for us right now. It's right underneath it there, like that. And here we go. That looks good so far. And this is the first one, that's why it's taking me a while to get everything right, like that. And then the next one, hey guys, sorry my battery died there for a minute, but just wanted to show you what I'm going at. You also the procedures that I go in through at the beginning. I showed you the first beginning. Basically all I did is basically making sure I get the pattern which is happening going like that, and as you can see at the bottom right here, put something to hold them just in case they're coming down. Again, as you can see, same thing all across the board right now. Okay, also at the end you can see I've also put the last bracket or the edge of that for the tiles to where basically it stopped. And also it's important to buy something like a small, maybe a level like that, so you can actually make sure everything is fine. Okay, so as you get all this done, so in this case I'm gonna get down on my knees and I will do something like that, although you guys can't see it, but I'm gonna make sure everything's fine. So if it's not, I push it in like that, but I start with one. So whatever this one is a level I'll be going with, right? So look at that. If I see this needs to be a bit more like that or like this, what I have to do is get that done. Same thing also if you did right here, see this level, this one right here, it should show you if it's leveled or it's like that or it's like that, right? So in this case seems to be fine. So I'll just give this a bit of a tap. I mean, I'm just giving you small examples. Again, I'm not saying I'm professional here, but although these things are by the very weird, very kind of weird, so you have to be careful with them. Make sure that all, you know, all leveled out like that. So what I'm doing right now is leveling them out, right? So I push in the middle to match whatever is at the top already. So see that? I do that. It's important to do that. And then what I'm going to do next is take out the excess now, and you need to take it out as soon as possible. Again, remember I'm using the one which is 2-in-1, which is the adhesive, as well as which is also the grout as well. Same thing I'm going to be using, but according to that, I think I can feel my arm going just fine like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to take out the excess like that. Just gonna use, I'm using actually a pencil, if you can see this. Actually, you buy yourself a sponge and make sure you're getting things done. Okay, so I'll put this in the sink here. Okay, I want to clean off the excess. I want to do that. You don't want to force it too much, you just have to go in circles. Really don't do anything to it that might destroy the level you've already done. So what you see here is what we call a spacer, as you can see it, and I'm gonna show you how to use that basically. So between where they may be, so in this case, like right here, you could use your spacer here to keep them apart. Same thing right here. So, but what I've done is to see what the space between this, see this right here, this spacer doesn't go in. So I bought the wrong spacer. I should have bought something smaller. We hadn't made up our minds yet which tiles were going with immediately, so I bought the spacers anyways. So I'm just gonna let them be like this, dry out, and tomorrow I basically will continue with this. Hey guys, it's day 2 and basically everything's dried up right now. You can smash it, you can do whatever, it's all good to go. And I went ahead and I made some of these right here. So basically I just measured off, see the tile right here. So the tiles, I cut them out because they're all together, but I just cut them out, and I made a template. So it's easier when you make a template to be able to get stuff in properly, because I want to show you an example right now from the top. Alright, so if you can see this template, as I said, so what I did is made a template on here like that, and then so because I'm able to fold this, I can't fold this in. That's why I made a template like that, and then I folded it to fit in there properly, and I made a spacing as well. So once I do that, then I can use this, and that's why now you see this line right here. So what I do is basically get this on here like that, and then I use a marker, because this is kind of glass. Unfortunately, since it's glass, it's very hard to actually write on it. I tried with a pen and pencil, couldn't write on it. So I marked on the side here, I marked at the corner here, and then all I did was to draw on it. I drew a line from here to the other side. And also what I've done is at the back, if you see that number right there, or the other numbers, like that's number 4, 4B, for me 4B means bottom. That means this bottom right here, or 8B. Yes, so 4B will be going right here, and then 2B will going right here, and then, you know, and so on and so forth, all across the board like that. So now let's go cut them. And of course, safety first, have your glasses on. I bought the proper glasses here, and the good thing about the machines here, they will show you what to do with it, how to turn it on, stuff like that. So, and also if you can see, I've already filled it with water. They will tell you for a fact that that has to be covered, has to be underwater. This, it has to be from right here, it has to be covered completely. So that is done. I'll put that away on the side. So just target it to where you need to have it. Of course, be careful with your fingers. They say that all the time. It's important you protecting your fingers. So I'm gonna hold it as tight as I can. Unfortunately, these tiny ones right here are very tricky to cut. So you have to be really extra careful. So I'm going to turn on the machine. See that cut right there? Try not to force it when it's cutting, and always cutting. This is why you need the water. If there is no water properly, it basically will crack. I mean, I would have gone with the cheaper ones, the ones you just do that and cut it. That will be for the bigger ones. But these tiny ones, I have to have water like that to actually make sure it's smooth. It's kind of at least of a smooth cut. We're back in here now. So I've just gotten my as I said before, I'm using the 2-in-1, and I'm just filling up right now these holes. They're like that. So because again, you don't want it to be falling out, so I'm gonna fill that up. Actually, we should have even done that probably at the beginning when we did it, but I'm using 12 of these so I don't make a lot of mess. It's more like at the tip. And fill that right there. Now I'm starting to put them on, and first things first, you want to put on the goodies like that. I think that's how much I need. I'll figure it out. And then I want to put this here now like that. So again, I'm gonna keep doing the same thing like that. Okay. Glue. So if you put in the middle like that, it's fine, because once you are putting it in, you're gonna push it in to smudge. So I don't wanna put up too much again. Just enough like that, and I'll do that. I might probably need to add a little bit. That's the tricky part about this. Yeah, the corner here needs some, and right here as well. Go back in. Very little snippy, tricky stuff. But as you can see, I'm trying to match everything here. Trying to match this lining here to that. But also trying to make sure it is surfaced just fine all across the board. Believe me, if you're dealing with a bigger tile, it's a lot easier. It's a lot more forgiving than this. this is not as forgiving as the big tiles may be. I've just looked up some how much it will cost you for someone to do this for you. And by the way, when you ask someone or when you call in someone to do, or a company to do your tiles for you, it all depends on the square footage. Also, it comes down to the size of the project, size of also the specific tiles themselves, and these tiny ones here usually will cost you a little bit more money, of course. Just FYI, if you want to call in someone, it's fine, but just rest assured you'll be paying for what you want, essentially. Yeah, so here is an idea of what my wife just looked up right now. So how much, because right now we have ours is 40 long by 14 wide. So how much is per square foot, they say?
So this is from a forum in the GTA area, so that would be not quite us, but still. It says here, installation price will depend on the size of tile and material being used, as well as patterns. So that's what Ronald was just saying. But this says also basic installation starts at $5 per square foot.
That is 5 per square foot. Okay, per square foot, it's $5.
Now that's one source. Here's another source, homeguide.com. Tiling for a backsplash costs $23 to $35 per square foot, and that's what's being recommended there. So that's a big jump from 5.
Okay, there you have it. So there's essentially, I mean, as I said, yes, you could do it yourself, but we understand not everybody is meant to do this, or not everyone wants to do this, of course. But if you want the beauty and you want the job to get done, it gotta cost you something, right? So the question is, are you willing to pay for that?
Apparently Home Depot will also do installation.
Oh, there you go.
However, so this is what it says. To put tile in your home, the range sits at $13.50 to $63 per square foot. If you want to install it outdoors, you may pay $14 to $83 per square foot. Materials and labor make up most of the expense, apparently.
Yeah, and also just so you know, I mean, you can already tell, I mean, how much work it's taking me. Of course, it's tedious, and that's why they say depending on the size of even of the tile itself, because they're quite, these are quite tiny, and because they're tiny, of course, it's taking me longer because you have to go cut them, and then you know you do all these different little things that you have to do to get stuff done, right? I wanted to show you here what I'm doing this side. So what I've just done on this side right here, I've put this in because I don't want them to be hanging out, falling out. So I'm going to do essentially the same thing here as well. So this basically is gonna go under here. I want to push it under here before this one dries out a lot. I'm going to cut this off though, because this will be lifting this up. I don't want to put this on top of that, so I'm just gonna cut this out like here, roughly. So I'll cut that up like somewhere there. Just be careful. So I'm gonna push that in, and I'm going to drill that right in. Been a long day. Basically we are all done here. Every little hole is filled out. The adhesive we use, it says we it has to be at least between 24 to 36 hours depending whether you're using it as grout or as adhesive. Day 3, guys, we're trying to finish up. I'm going to try to put in the grout and basically be done with it. And I'm using the same one as I said. We bought this one here, which is 2-in-1. It's basically adhesive and grout. When you're grouting, you're supposed to use tools like that, but I don't have that tool with me, and I was like, I'm okay with not buying it. But also, this is a piece of wood right here. If you see it slanted here and it's slanted there, and basically I also have this. Those are the tools I'm going to use. I'm being creative, honestly speaking, because honestly I should buy the tools, but you know what, this is the only tiling I'm doing in the house right now. If I ever come up with more tiling, maybe I'll do it, but as of now, yeah, scratch it. Which they use, so it will be something like this. It will basically help you to do like that. As it goes in, do that. As it goes in, do that. So what you put it in as you take it away. You put it in as you take it away. So you have to push it. Make sure it actually goes inside. So you do that. You push it in and you take it away. You push it in and you take it away like that. But also you wanna be careful that as you put everything in, make sure it's actually going in, and also keep pushing it like a few times so it actually goes right inside. I know some things I cannot chip out on, so one of those things is buying a sponge. So I made sure that I buy my sponge. So now this cannot, you're not washing it off. You're basically cleaning off the excess. So with this, you go anti-clockwise or clockwise like that. That's how you go. You don't want to do that. You might take everything out. So you want to go in circles like that. I know someone is asking, but Ronald, how do you get off all that? How do you bring it back to glass? Well, you keep doing the same thing until when you actually get back to the real deal of your actual tile, which you admired in the store to buy. See the water right now? It looks a bit milky. Just don't drink it. I know it looks like milk. Just don't drink it, please. Again, you want to keep that circular motion going, because you don't want to do like going to the in them because it hasn't really gone inside there. You want to keep doing that. So right now, as you can see right now, see that? Now you're going to see the difference, and see that right there. If I keep doing that, again, I'm not trying to take away anything, but I'm gonna switch it around again. See that? You already can see basically the difference, and that spot right there. There's completely two different spots, because now the glass is already coming out, it's already showing through, but minus of course the mess. More what I would be using is like maybe a paper towel. Actually, we don't have paper towels here, we don't use them, so I'm just going to use like a dry one of my rags, dirty shirts or something like that. I'm going to use to buff it to actually make it polished properly. Okay, so let's get this done now. But again, constantly make sure you're washing your sponge so that you're not leaving the dirt or the grout. Day 4, and basically everything's done. As you basically can see, the whole thing is looking beautiful. It's all dried out basically. Right now at this point, honestly, you can get yourself like a simple rag so you can buff it off like that. Or honestly speaking, what I'm going to do is just use like a bit of Vim myself. I'm going to use a little bit of Vim on there, and I'm just going to give it a wash. So the word of the day, I'm gonna go with DIY. So when you say DIY, it's, you know, when you say do it yourself, and I'm gonna translate that for you, it comes to chekolere. That is chekolere. Do it yourself. Chekolere. Caulking time. I'm pretty sure most of you know how to do caulking anyways, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing here, and I'm gonna run it from one side to the other side. Okay. So you can either use this, but you don't have to. If you don't have this, just use your finger. If you're using this right here, all you gotta do is put it right there and just do that. So yeah, you can do that. It's nice and seamless, or you can just use your finger. Honestly speaking, you can do like that. This is the end I've not done, but that's too much here, so I'm gonna take off some of that, and I'm gonna finish off with my finger once again. And now that is how you turn that into this right here. If you have any suggestions, any questions, I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up as well, don't forget that. Yeah, so let's wrap this up. So I just want to show you specifically what we used in terms of material, and also maybe what we might have saved, and maybe what could help you if you decide to go this route of maybe doing a DIY to install your own tiles. I'm gonna be reading off here, so don't mind me if I'm looking down. Basically, in terms of tiles, so tiles, the ones we bought, as you can see them right here, cost $8.87, and we had 6 of those, so that is times 6, and which came to $53.22, and then the total for the edging, so that would be this one right here. What makes the tile look so good, look so nice at the end like that, and that cost us about $10. That's about $9.98. And then the spacers, that's what goes in between here to make the spaces equal, which I actually end up not reusing because I bought the wrong ones. But those cost us $4.98, which is $5 basically. Grout and adhesive, we end up using the same product. This is basically 2-in-1. It's called adhesive and grout together, as you can see. So basically we went with white. You can go with whatever color you want, but we bought 2 of these. In here there is 946 milliliters. That means we bought 2 of these. And speaking of which, I still have like this much remaining in there, right? So we didn't even finish it. So basically each of that was $12.97 times 2, so it came to about $25.94. So then the sponge right here, it was about basically almost $2.27 roughly. And then we had also to rent the title cutter. We don't have that specifically also, so we had to rent that. And so basically we should have rented it for say $30 something for about 4 hours, but I ended up doing a few things myself. So, well, you know, when you rent it and you're doing other things or whatever, so we end up basically spending 57.18 cents. So the total was 108.92 cents. So that is just buying materials and stuff like that. If we include the rental, that is 166.10 cents. That is basically the grand total for everything we used. Labor, let's say labor, if I was to be paid for this, that's like almost, you know, if I was to be paid, it would have been 160 roughly. Again, depends who you meet, of course. It may not be that way. It could end up being more money actually. This is more like a survey that was done in 2020, and it's very recent basically. If between what we bought and the labor would have cost us, like, give and take, $268.92 sorry, compared to 108.92. that is minus the rental, but if I add the rental for us, was 166.10 cents. So at the end of the day, you make your decision honestly. Compare your prices, call maybe your local tiling man or someone who does the tiles for you to see what works for you honestly. And again, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave me a comment or two if you have any further questions about this specific DIY. And again, as always, mainly what I do is cooking. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and also don't forget to leave me a comment or two of what you think, what you think about this. Okay, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next video very shortly. Okay, bye guys.